Our clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Maori Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Maori Clinic.
Salina Regional recently opened our new urgent care clinic, so when there's a sudden illness or injury that needs immediate attention, we're ready for you. Now you can check wait times or avoid the lobby wait time altogether with our online check-in tool. Go to salinaurgentcare.com, choose your appointment time, and we'll hold your spot. It's that easy. Salina Regional Urgent Care Clinic, South 9th Street, right by Central Mall. When you need us, we'll be ready.
Reliability. It's about more than uptime. Backup is something you do to your work, not just your data. And dedicated is an adjective suited to work ethic as much as servers or Ethernet connections. At Nextech, we believe that the character of our IT professionals comes from the commitment and passion for their work. It's just how we're wired here. Nextech, our products and people are here for you.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome to week 3 of Salina Access TV's Friday Night Football. And we have Central as the home crowd hosting the Hutchison Salt Dragons, I think. Salt Hawks, excuse me. I see their emblem. They're only down 2 players for the game. That'd be number 40, Brendan Albert, who's a kicker, and let me find the other one I scratched off. Number 33, Bryce Culley, fullback and kicker. So both their top 2 kickers are out, which means if they need a field goal to win a game, they're not going to take it. They're going to throw it towards the end zone. That being said, he's also the starting fullback, who's the lead blocker on their run plays. That should hurt him a little bit. Hutchison is coached by Ryan Cornelson. Some of you remember that name. His father was the head coach, Gary Cornelson, at Liberal back in the 90s when they were a state powerhouse. And they gave South and Central fits during those years. His dad's retired. And Ryan and I were joking about that. He's retired, but he's still coaching because that's what he likes to do. Coaching young men in football is a passion to him. Now, Salina Central, last week, if I remember right, there was about 9 people that were sick, and one who had quit. And I never did find out the reason why he quit. He was a senior, but I guess that's up to him. But instead of having 9 walking wounded, I am counting only 5. So we've picked up 4 kids, which is good. From what I understand, if we have don't have any injuries tonight, the majority of those 5 will be back for next week. Now, both teams come in with kind of perfect record. Hutch is 2-0, where Central's perfect on the other side, 0-2. Not the perfection that Coach Hall really wanted. And if you were here or you watched last week's game, you know that Central had the ball twice inside the 10.
Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by
I'd say within the last 5-6 minutes of the game, it did not score either time. If they had scored just one of those with an extra point, they might have won 14-13. The score was 13-7. If they could have scored touchdowns on both times, they could have not only got the lead, but put a little breather room between them and
by the Kansas State High School Activities Association.
Ark Valley last week, and Ark had an extra point blocked.
Parents are asking for your help as well tonight, and have your kids sit in your stands with you. There are no players here.
Again, it comes down to one thing. This is a young team, and their problem last week was they need to learn how to finish plays, and they learn how to finish drives. Once you get the play action down, it won't be hard to learn how to finish a drive. Well, I'm going to take a seat. My cohort, Charles Ross, I think it should be shared last week. He's not going to be here tonight, so I'm doing the solo act.
25 seconds on the play clock. Thank you.
And as my fellow volunteers have said, I shouldn't have any trouble filling up that time with talk.
Kicking off for the Salt Hawks is number 11.
I believe Hutch won the
Mustangs is
the toss and deferred, but I was talking and I was looking at players and didn't really read it. And they're just doing it chip shot. Fell on it. They missed the bounce. Nobody up close enough to get that thing in the air.
Kickoff is recovered by number 22 of the Mustangs, Jordan McMullen.
Usually, you know, when you do a chip shot, you get the ball between 20, 30, maybe even up to 35.
Begin this first quarter drive on their own 13-yard line.
Because of that bounce, they start their own 13.
Under center for your Mustangs is number 3, Brogan Richardson.
Now, last week, both your sophomore quarterback Broken Richardson.
Carrying the ball for the Mustangs was number 33.
And 33, Talon Peters. Again, both sophomores. Had a few mistakes, and really it was more of inexperience at this level mistakes. Everything that is fixable. But Talon has a little bit of burst of energy, speed, and he runs rough. As you can tell right now, he'll get those extra yards. He's 5'9", 190, and I was looking at his legs when he was out there. At first sight, he's a well-built man, but he's got some good muscle mass on his legs, which totally explained to me why he can still have 1, 2, or 3 guys trying to tackle him, and he still gets the extra yardage. Here comes that reverse. Oh, if we could have got that one block. There's going to be flags.
Picking up the first down for the Mustangs, number 31, Mick Ianor.
Might be a hold on the wide receiver out there
Tackle
for
made
Central.
by number 16, Canyon Maldonado. There's a flag on the play.
All right,
Legal back in the back, number 1, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
So now you got 1st and 9 instead of 1st and 10. And you just gave up about a 12 or 13-yard play. And again, not the way Coach Hall is going to want this game to start. Offset power eye, he's looking to throw it.
Richardson's pass falls incomplete.
It's incomplete.
Intended receiver is number 84.
I'm going to try to watch his feet.
Defending on the play for Hutch.
Like I said, last week he had some mistakes, and he was a little bit off on his throwing last week, but we also had some very gusty winds from out of the north. And he was not learning how to take something off the pass, throwing with the wind, and add a little something to it and throwing into the wind. Again, really way off in his. And this is not Central's bread and butter.
Brings up 3rd and 9
Central
for the
needs to run the
Mustangs.
football. You got a first down, and you have to penalty still with first down and 9. You got 3 plays to go 9 yards. Charles and I were both having a little trouble last week with the play call, especially when they got down inside the 10. They used the run to get all the way downfield and then didn't. Okay, it was a draw, and he's going to get maybe a yard and a half, and that's it. No, excuse me, about a yard. That's all they're going to give him.
Rushing the ball for Salina Central's number 33, Talon Peters. Tackles made by number 80, Austin Corwin, and number 16, Canyon Maldonado. Punting for the Mustangs, number 3, Brogan Richardson.
Well, now he can use those. Brogan, the quarterback, is the punter. He was booming pretty good in the pregame warm-up. Now we're going to get a nice bounce down the road, just across the 30. He's going to mark it inside the 30.
Downing the ball for the Mustangs with number 7, Darius Burse. Mustang fans, just a reminder, tonight is the last night the Sting Shop will be open. After that, all sales will be going on.
Against this
tonight is the last night.
Good Hutch team. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot, when you got the ball, you've got to score.
Number 1, Connor Craig.
I think that was to the up back. He's going to be short of the 35.
On the carry was number 6, Josiah Galindo. Tackle made by number 20, Ben Driver. 5 yards on the play.
And I got a
2nd and 5.
feeling, talking to Ryan Cornelson for the game, that he might just stay at Hutch for quite a while. Here's that counter they like to run, and he just faked the young man out of his pants. Jerry Thomas, a sophomore defensive back, did not keep his eye on the belt buckle, what we were always taught. Because wherever that goes, the ball must follow. And they carry it down to 45. Oh, as the ball's loose, there's a fight for the football. They're saying fumble. I mean, they hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and it was enough to cause a fumble. All right, first big mistake goes Central's way, picking up the fumble from Hutchison. Now they got the ball at their 45. Much better field position than the 13 on their first drive. Let's see what they can do. Officials timeout. We got a problem with a chin strap, it looks like. Got it. The left tackle had a little problem. It's fixed. Offset eye, the hand to that reverse again. Oh man, if he hadn't been tripped up and slowed down, I think he could have took it all the way to the house. He had the angle. Takes it down to inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. 17-yard pickup. That's a handoff to the fullback, Mr. McMullen. There's a couple of these Central kids that are hurt, especially Denton Winslow and Sunshine Kunavong, that really would make a difference. I don't know about the other three.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs.
I think Alex Jerez was a starter too. He's a senior. He's the only senior amongst the bunch. There's Talon. But we're in 4-down territory for Central.
Carrying the ball for the Mustangs, picking up 2 yards is number 33, Talon Peters. Tackle made by number 26, Jordan Mountain.
Okay, there's a nice throw and catch. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Tackle made by number 3, Davian Atkins.
Well, where they mark is about 2.5 short of the first down. I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick quarterback sneak where as soon as you put your hands under center, the ball is snapped and you go. It all depends, though, if they've practiced that and if there's somebody lined up right over the nose. No, he kind of is, and they're trying to shoot the gap. He's going to be short. You can't tiptoe up to. Okay, that's 2 failed drives for Central.
On the carry for the Mustangs, number 33, Talon Peters. And on the tackle for the Salthawks, number 26, Jordan Mountain.
Coach Hall kind of met him, standing out in the field. Wasn't real happy. And the offensive coordinator was too, and he wasn't real happy. Well, I think he's the line coach. Quarterback keeper. And he's going to have a first down up over the 40, up to the 43.
Picking up the first down for the Salthawks is number 1, quarterback Connor Craig. Tackles made by number 20, Ben Driver.
Now their quarterback, Connor Craig, is 5'11", 182 pounds. Not a lot of muscle on that. There's some, but not a lot. Okay, there's that double lead up in there. Couple good sticks from the defense. Michael Russell.
Rush for Hutchison, number 9, Tracy Harris.
And Tracy Harris.
Mustangs, number 20, Ben Driver, and number 32, Michael Russell.
Oh. Again, it's another tackle by the turf. We had a number of those last week. I jokingly said, but it wasn't too far from being accurate, that I think the turf was the leading tackler in last week's game.
Making the tackle, number 37, Tanner Lawford.
And I wonder what kind of shoes they're wearing, what kind of cleats they've got. Okay, here's the back he's got a hold of, and he's going to drag me for 2 yards. That's where the wing from the left side of the formation comes back across.
Your ball carries number 5, Brady Smith.
And we got a 4th.
Short gain on the play. Tackle made by number 99, Bryce Franco.
4th and 4. And they sent out the punt team. But Central, as you see, you got 5 guys lined up behind the line of scrimmage in case it's a fake. Then they pick someone up. That landed way outside. Out of bounds, and he's going to get it up right at the 31.
Take over at the 31-yard line.
All right, Central's got to do something now. This is their 3rd drive. They've got to do something. You're not going to hold this Hutch offense in the check all game long unless they just play an absolutely lousy game. He's dropping back to throw it. Is out to the tailback, Talon Peters. Takes it up to the 39. No, it's 22. Jordan McMullen, the fullback.
Tackle made by number 21, Isaiah Square.
I'm going to tell you, as offensive coordinator, you love it when a fullback can only pick you up 2, 3, 4 yards at a crack, but can also catch the ball out of the backfield. I think he's got a 1st down. Nope. He's still going to be short about a yard. That was Mr. McMullen.
Picking up a yard on the play, number 22, Jordan McMullen. Tackle made by number 44, Braden Archer. It'll be 3rd and short for the Mustangs.
All right, let's see what they're going to do. I mean, quarterback sneak right now would do it. Yep, that's what he did. Smart move. I think he's got enough for a 1st because the markers actually was short of the 41 and he got it up at or just over the 41. They're going to do official timeout.
Number 3, Brogan Richardson.
And pull out the chains and do a check. So as we listen to the moon music, I guess that's what they call it. First. All right, that's their 2nd 1st down of the game. 1 on the 1st series, none on the 2nd. Their 2nd one on the 3rd series. Now they need to string these. As Coach Bernal told me before the game, these nice long drives that, it's a screen, that move the chains to keep Hutch offense off the field, which gives Central's defense time to rest, get fluids.
Richardson's pass is complete to number
I like the call. It just wasn't. Their quarterback's got to sell it more, looking back over his right, then coming back to his left. Because he kept looking that way. One of the defensive linemen realized it, turned around and peeled back and got the tackle from behind, for giving that loss for a yard. Execution. Again, he's a sophomore quarterback. He's got to learn how to play this position correctly. That he had to do. He had 2 guys coming on him fast, and he had to get rid of the ball, and that was a safe play. Did not take the sack. The ball was at the feet of the wide receiver, and so there's no intentional grounding. He's back shotgun formation. Caught. Touchdown. No, they're going to mark him just short. They're going to mark him just short.
Richardson's pass is complete to number 1, Kedrick Liggins.
Now that was an excellent thrown ball. They got him in stride.
59 yards on the play.
And I didn't think it was going to be Kalidi because the guy that the back who stayed in to help block actually got blocked into the quarterback, but he was able to complete it accurately. No, Talon.
Salina Central, number 43, Talon Peters.
All right. Central scores first. Took 3 drives, but we'll take it.
Is good.
Well, with 2:26 left to go in the first quarter, we got scores Salina Central 7, Hutch 0, and we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome back, folks. Central puts the first tally on the board. That was set up by a 59-yard pass play down to about the foot line. And then Mr. Talon Peters carried it in on the very next play. And we're up 7-0 over Hutch. And this is what you got to do. If you want to beat Hutch, you got to score when you have a chance to score. And you got to limit their ability to score or their chances to score.
Number 33, Talon Peters.
And by going in the lead, you want to put the burden on their shoulders. Now, if our defense can hold them and we score again, that would be great.
Saltbox number 9, Tracy Harris.
Not a real deep kick, only got down to about the 13-yard line. And he's not going to get much. He's going to just barely get up over the 20. Might be short of the 21.
On the return, number 5, Brody Smith. He's tackled by number 40 of the Mustangs, Isaiah Veal.
He only picked up about 8 yards on the return. He has Civic going straight ahead. He was angling to the right. They might have had a return call to the right. But you sell it by coming straight first, keep everybody in their lanes, then you cut to the right. Okay, here's that to the wing guy. No, the quarterback keeper. Oh, he fooled me. I thought he gave it to the wing guy.
Picking up the first down for the Saltbox is number 1, Connor Craig. Making the tackle for Salina Central, number 20.
This kid has a little bit of speed. I mean, he doesn't have breakaway speed. He's a good runner. He ran it all the way up to the 42-yard line. He's picked up 21 yards. Fumble again. But they fell on it.
Fumble on the play.
Now that's the problem about when you are putting it in the belly of a man and it's the option and you decide whether you're going to give it to him or hold on to it. And the fullback, running back, being a running back, wants to get that ball and run. There's been 2 fumbles now by Hutch. One they lost, one they fell on. And here's that deal coming out. 2 guys missed, now the third. Now he's in the open. And that comes all the way down to the 23-yard line. Too many missed tackles. Secondly, they're bringing 3 guys out in front of him. Central's got to be able to rotate over and get that and force him all the way out to the sidelines. You can't give up the corner. Okay, the quarterback keeper, and he almost stumbled. All right, they did what they're supposed to. They did turn it to the inside.
Number 1, Connor Craig on the keeper. Tackles made by number 32, Michael Russell.
He's going to pick up about 6 yards. He almost stumbled. He stumbled and almost lost his footing behind the line of scrimmage. Well, now he's up under center. And they went to the offset eye. Touchdown. Absolutely nobody
Hutchison.
was out there on the wing.
Number 5, Brody Smith.
And that didn't take Central long. Less than 2 minutes to take the ball from their 21 to score. They're giving up the edges just like they did last week. Way too easy. It's a fumble. They're going to have to. And he's going to be tackled all the way back to the 15. So with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, we got to score Salina Central 7, Hutch 6, and we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome back. This game is kind of starting off score-wise like it did last week's game. Central leading by a point, 7-6. Let's see. I hope we see a whole different outcome at the end of the game than last week when Central lost 13-7. And then they pushed it to one of the upbacks who's running all the way across the field. And he's going to run backwards and actually lose yard instead of taking it right up and going as straight as you can and trying to get what you can.
Tackle made by number 10, Clay Eckert.
Mr. Gertson is a junior, needs to learn to take that up. You're way on the far side, and maybe you did have a return right call, but on a pooch kick, you're not going to get that time to get behind the blockers. And if you don't have blazing speed, you're not going to get over to that side. Just take it up and get what you can. Man in motion, Mr. McMullen. Up there to number 1. And he's going to catch it up to the 41-yard line. 22-yard pass complete.
Tackle made by
to
number 13.
Number 1, Kedrick Liggins, who is a junior. This might be a combination we'll see a lot of this year and next year before Mr. Liggins graduates.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter with a score of Salina 7, Hutch 6.
Lead Hutchison Salthawks by a score of 7-6. At their first quarter scores around the area, Salina South and campus are tied at 7. Great Bend and Wichita Northwest are tied at 7.
Let's see what happens in the second quarter. They're going to flip ends.
13-7.
There's absolutely no win, which makes sense because we had all the win we needed and a whole lot more last week. I mean, it was just flat out blowing. Well, Central needs to win. They won the first quarter. They need to win the second quarter. They need to go into the locker room not only with a lead,
Mustangs fans, it's been homecoming week here at Salina Central.
2 quarters of
we will crown our 2016
good football.
homecoming queen, and tomorrow night at the dance.
Now the first 2 drives weren't all that successful. Third score, let's see what to do with their fourth now. And here's that man coming around in motion. Made one guy miss, still fighting. I don't know if he got it back to the line of scrimmage or not.
taking the handoff for the Mustangs, number 31, Nick Iano.
Now you're going to give him a yard, it looks like.
On the play, tackled by number 7, Peyton Pendergrass, and number 44.
I do like that play, but you're going to have to execute it better. Get some blockers out on it or whatever. You got to make some changes. Maybe get a misdirection, something that gives you the corner easier. He's under center. He's looking to throw it. No, it's a draw to Mr. Peters. Oh, and he fumbles the ball. It's still loose. And Hutch has got it now at their 43-yard line.
Fumble on the play, recovered by number 50 of the Salthawks, Dylan Jensen.
And I actually think that he took one hand off the ball to try to reach down the ground to keep his balance. And when he did that, he got hit, and that ball popped loose. I don't think he had enough for a first down, but it would have made a very short third down. Well, now they're even in turnovers, 1-1. Here's that round again. Again, too many missed tackles. Too many missed tackles. I mean, he only got over 2 yards, right at about 2 yards. But they had him tackled further back. They should have been a no gain on that play.
Number 32, Michael Russell.
All right, wing goes back and they go in the offset I, where he's going to follow the fullback. Nice hit. He held on. And that's what you're supposed to do. Hit low, grab a leg, and hold on to your help comes to you.
Brody Smith is the Hutchison ball carrier. Tackles made by number 46, Dawson Marion. Brings up 3rd and 4.
You got 3rd and 4 from the 49. Then you start getting penetration by that front 4 of Central's defense. It's a quarterback keeper, and he ran right past a man. And that's what you get for not keeping your head up and get tunnel vision when you come and you break past the line of scrimmage.
Ben Driver.
All right, again, they drop back from the wing to the offset I. He's looking to throw it, roll out to his right, and threw it to the underneath man. It was the running back coming out. One missed tackle.
Craig's pass is complete to number 5, Brody Smith. Tackle made by number 20, Ben Driver.
Well, first down. They're moving it down the field. Central's defense needs to toughen up, keep them out of the end zone. Maintain that lead. Again, it went from the wing to the offset I. The quarterback keeper. And this time he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Number 1, Connor Craig.
Isaiah Veal, the 6'1", 190-pound senior defensive lineman.
Number 40, Isaiah Veal.
He had help, but I didn't catch the second number. But that play mostly was Mr. Veal. And that's the way you get up, play defensive end, and not let them get outside you. All right, to the deep back in the offset formation. He's actually, looks like he's going to lose more, and he did. He did.
Ball carrier, number 5, Brody Smith. Tackle
now Central's defense has got to know if this is pass play about that running back coming out of the backfield. They got to be aware of that. They've got 2 wings. Now he's going to move back, and quarterback keeper. He's going to get down to the 25. He's still going to be short about 4 yards of the first. And actually, when they hit him from behind and drove him forward about 2 or 3 yards.
Number 1, Connor Craig on the carrier. Tackle made by number 20, Ben Driver, and number 40, Isaiah Beal. Brings that 4th down and 4.
All right, they're going for it, 4th down and 4. Maybe trying to get Central to jump offside. That's what they're trying to do. They did. You can flinch. You just can't go into that neutral zone. Bryce Franco, 6'1", 200-pound senior defensive lineman. And as the old coaches say, he couldn't hold his water. So he jumped. As a defensive corner, especially a defensive line coach, that just drives you crazy. He's going to score, it looks like. They're going to mark him short. It's going to be awful close.
You can't sit right here?
Taking the handoff, number 6, Josiah Galindo.
They're going to have all down at the 2-yard line. Said he stepped out of bounds. I didn't hear the last part. Oh, nice tackle. It's going to be for a loss, too. This was kind of a cross buck. Quarterback going one direction.
Taking the handoff, number 5, Brody Smith.
He handed off to
by number 99, Bryce
the
Franco.
tailback.
We're going to the bathroom. No. Where y'all going? Where they going? We're going to. Y'all gonna go run? Excuse me.
You need to.
Oh yeah, we get him. Come on, y'all. You can't sit with him. Okay.
Number 1, Connor Craig on the keeper. He's met once again by number 99, Bryce Franco.
So you get on the other side of the table.
You can't be on this side. Kelly, you can't be on this side.
People not understanding rules.
Come on.
I totally missed the play because these girls were all standing right in front of me and didn't know what to do.
Destiny, you can't be over here.
Touchdown, Hutchison. Number 5, Brody Smith.
You can go over there, just not here. Okay, touchdown. Hutchison's now got the lead. Are they going to go for 1 or go for 2? Looks like they're going to go for 2. He's looking to throw it, and he was open, and it's good. Nobody went with him at all in Central's
Number 1,
defense.
Connor Craig's passes
Again, it's a young defense.
Number 9, Tracy Harris.
So with 5:46 left to go in the second quarter, we got a score of Hutch 14, Central 7, and we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome back to Friday Night Access TV Friday Night Football. Salina Access TV Friday Night Football, excuse me. With a score of Hutch 14, Central 7. As I said earlier in the first quarter, against a team like Hutch, you've got to score when you got the ball, and you've got to stop them a couple times. Well, they have stopped the Hutch a couple times, but not on the last 2 drives. But the last drive was really, they had a 4th and 4, and the Central defensive lineman moved when they knew they were trying to get him to jump, and he jumped. Not a deep kick, up to 19. Again, they're trying to go all the way across the field to get this return one direction. And if you don't have the speed to do it, then you got to just turn and go straight north. They're not getting anything in the returns because they're trying to stick to the return right, but they're kicking the ball to the left side.
Mustangs number 28, Riley Counts.
That's where the special teams coach, you got to get with these return men, said, hey, if you're all the way across the field, forget it. Just go north and south and get as much as you can. Here's that lead. He's going to get to the corner. Made a couple people miss, and he's going to be up over the 35. No, short of the 35. But it's enough for a first down. Going to mark it up to the 34-yard line.
Tackle made by number 29, Ryan Cox.
Now they've gotten yardage on that play, and they just need to pound this ball down the field. They're only playing one deep. Now here's that draw again, and this time he was tackled almost right after he got the ball. Poorest blocking by the offensive line.
Taking the handoff was number 33, Talon Peters.
And see this kind of play like this that will stop a drive, a negative play on first down. Now you got 2nd and 15. Offensive line's already given up 2 tackles in the backfield. They've had a couple good quarterback pressures. This line's got to do a better job of blocking.
Pass ball is incomplete. Richardson's intended receiver
he was under stress again because they're blitzing a linebacker on a delayed blitz, and no one's picking him up. They had Mr. Peters back in the backfield. I believe it was Mr. Peters blocking, but he was tied up with someone else. So this guy came right up the middle. So you're going to have to do some quick drops or some rollouts if the offensive line is going to keep blocking like this. And Central just called a timeout at the 4:45 of the second quarter. Well, if I'm the offensive line coach, I'm getting in guys' faces right now, and I'm letting them know, you guys got to start doing your job and doing it a little bit better. They're looking okay on the run blocking. They really are. I mean, there's been some breakdowns, but they're doing far better run blocking than they are pass blocking. And if you can't pass block in 5A football, it's going to be a very long season for you. Because all they're going to do is load 8, 9 guys in the box and dare you to throw the ball. Any defense that can make the other team's offense one-dimensional, you've already really kind of won the game. He's under thinner, dropping back, get both backs. Oh, it would have been a nice catch.
Intended receivers number 1, Kedrick Liggins.
But he got hit right there at the out of bounds and it knocked the ball loose. I don't know if he had held on, if he had got 1 foot in or not. As it is now, Central's going to punt the ball. Officials timeout. Okay. Nice live drawing kick. Might get distance on that, but there's going to be a block in the back right there. There's going to be a block in the back at about the 40, in between the 42 and 43-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
during the return, illegal lock in the back, number 45, Hutchison. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and Hutchison's ball, first and 10.
And if you can't see the front of their jersey, the rule was you leave them alone. So it takes the ball all the way back to the 32-yard line. That helps. There's 4:24 on the clock. Central either needs to force a turnover or a quick 3 and out and get the ball back and see if they can score and tie this game for going into halftime. You don't want to give up another score and go down by 2. Quarterback keeper, he was stuck pretty good, but from where he was stuck to where he went down, a 2-yard difference. And that's where you guys got driving back. And see, that's where the art of tackling low has really been lost. We just don't see people tackling low anymore, taking their legs out where they can't keep driving. I see it in high school, college, and pros. It's like a lost art. He picked up 5 yards. Gave it to the fullback, and there was a touchdown saving tackle.
Picking up the first down for the Salthawks, number 6, Josiah Galindo. He's tackled by number 20, Ben Driver.
Ben Driver, number 20. Ben is a 6 foot, 163-pound sophomore, and his name's already been mentioned a couple of times tonight. And here's that man back and counter. Wrong angle. They took the wrong angle again. Because of it, he's got a nice yard all the way down to inside the 30. Because they've taken the wrong angle and given up.
Tackles made by number 20, Ben Driver.
The corner. They've got to get out there and turn it back to the inside or force him out of bounds. I was always taught to keep my helmet on his inside shoulder because eventually he's going to run in the sideline, and when he does that, then I can get to him. But you're taught to always stay on that inside shoulder. Again to the up back who's breaking tackles. And this has got a frustrated defensive coach that you're giving all this yardage after contact.
Picking up 8 yards on the play. Tackle made by number 7, Darius Burse.
Got the wing. They had double wing. There's going to be a flag. I don't know what it's going to be. Might be holding.
Tackle made by number 40, Isaiah Field. There's a flag on the play.
There might be more than one flag on the play. Because the referee threw it, and since he threw it, you would think he knows what he called. Illegal shift usually means more than one man in motion. So we had multiple flags on the ground. And that's a 5-yard penalty. There's a negative play for Hutch. It says 2nd and short. Now they got 2nd and 7. Got 2 wings, 1 going in motion. Gave it to the up back.
Number 6, Josiah Galindo on the carry. Tackles made by number 32 of the Mustangs, Michael Russell.
He's got his hand down like in a fullback position. And sometimes they'll bring the wing back and put him in the tailback. and move the fullback over to the offset eyes the blocker. Wasn't much pickup on that. Now you got 2nd and 7.
On the carry, number 6, Josiah Galindo. Making the tackle, number 46, Dawson Marion.
It's a handoff to the outside, and it looks like he's going to score, and he did. Again, they gave up the corner again.
Hutchison.
Far too easy. They're giving up these corners. And I can't believe that they haven't adapted, made some changes to this, and tell these kids, then they might have, and they just don't have the kids performing. I had a coach told me, I said, why don't you bench if they're not going to play the way you coach them? And he looked at me because kicks up and good. With 1:13 left to go in the second period, got a score of Hutch 21, Central 7, and be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community.
Back deep for the Mustangs, number 28, Riley Counts, and
Well,
number 21, Mick Ianor.
After Central scored, Hutch has drawn off 21 unanswered points. And his time's just been a little bit too easy. But here we go again, trying to run all the way across the formation for the return instead of just taking it straight north and south. I'm sorry, folks, I don't care if the Central coaches get mad at me or not. That's poor coaching.
On the return for the Mustangs, Juwan Whitaker.
Because they keep going that way. That tells me it's just not these athletes doing this on their own. I'm gonna run away across the field. That's what they're told to do, and they don't have the speed to do it. They just need to take the ball north and south. Okay, he's back in shotgun, and not a very well thrown pass. And I couldn't tell if he couldn't get low enough to catch it or what.
On the play for Hutchison is number 13, Michael Coulter.
But this is not Central's bread and butter, throwing the ball. You actually run the possibility if you throw 3 incompletes. Of giving Hutch the ball with some time left on the clock, and they got all 3 of their timeouts. It was a draw that will keep the clock going. Coach Cornelson's not burning a timeout, so he's more than happy to go to the locker room with a 14-point lead. Let's get the locker room and don't get anybody hurt on an extra play. Doesn't need to be there. Another draw. Now there's a flag, and that's going to stop the clock.
There's a flag on the play.
Now for Central, it's going to move him back. Half distance to the goal.
After a play, personal foul, number 16, defense.
On defense. And that's an automatic first down, 15 yards. just short of the 40. So all Central's got to do is just take a knee. Let's say they want to throw one to the end zone. Hutch is playing too deep, and Hutch just called a timeout.
Timeout, Hutchison. The first charge to the half.
That's a good call. The Central came out looking to throw something deep, and Hutch seemed to be a little confused on who was guarding who and who was going to be the two deep back. I think it was more of who they were going to be guarding, because I saw two distinct people dropping back, but if one of them dropped back was supposed to be on somebody, that's another situation. And that's a good call by Coach
Salina
Cornelson.
Central would like to welcome back for their 10-year class reunion, the class of 2006.
All right, he's in shotgun formation. Wide receiver split left and right, tight end left. Flag gonna be legal procedure. I think you just need to.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 76 was going out at the snap, 5-yard penalty. Retain first down.
All right, 76
16 seconds on the clock.
didn't. I think they said he didn't get his hand down onto the turf in time. And if that's the case, that's the quarterback's fault for not making sure his line was set before he had the ball snapped. Or maybe it was a late decision by the lineman. Either or, it's 5-yard loss. They're just going to hand the ball to the, I think, Mr. McMullen. Let him carry up and take the game, the teams into the locker room.
That's the end of the first half.
And that's the end of the first half for the scores. Hutchison, 21, Salina Central 7. And we'll be back with the Maury Clinic halftime show. Welcome to the Maury Clinic halftime show. We got a score of Hutchison 21, Salina Central 7. Central scored first, then Hutch scored, missed the extra point because the snap was muffed, and then they scored two more times, and we're sitting at a score of 21-7. And it's been, as I said early in the first quarter against Hutchison, you have got to score when you have the ball and limit them, stop them enough times so you can outscore them. Central's not done that. They've had a turnover, they've had penalties, they've had negative plays. And what I mean by negative plays, tackle for a loss, just things that you cannot have when you're going against a quality team like Hutchison. Even though there's a new coach here now for the past 2 years, because Coach Riley moved up to Kansas City, they're still Hutchison, they still got the athletes, and Coach Cornelson has had success for everywhere he's went. So Central's got to clean this up. These are things that are fixable, but they've got to learn how to finish plays, finish drives, and that's what we talked about before the game started. Finish plays, finish drives. Central does that, they're still in this game. And we'll see you at the start of the second half. Thank you for watching the Maury Clinic halftime show.
Picture this. Pen pinched in a fingertip grip pressed poignantly upon a page. Inscription initiates. Emotion, knowledge, bounties of thoughts locked into eloquent waves of font, but that's not all we've got. When words escape from the page, poetic prose is froze this way, composed this way, exposed this way. Matter of fact, we need a TV episode just to show this way. Better yet, let's commence a season of 6 with the local station's aid that will supply opportunities key. Local, community, expression, access television, you and me TV.
now for tonight's homecoming festivities. Kennedy Lancaster is the daughter of Janet Heger and Brad Lancaster, and is an older sister to Charlie and Clint. Kennedy is the senior class vice president. She was a basketball player her freshman and sophomore year and has played volleyball all 4 years. At school, Kennedy is involved in Spirit Ambassadors, National Honor Society, and managing the boys basketball team with her pal Avery. Outside of school, she's involved in Relay for Life, March of Dimes, and loves hanging out with her little siblings and BFFs. Shout out to the Sassy Sis. In the future, Kennedy plans to attend Kansas State University and pursue a nursing career. Kennedy is escorted by Prince Branson Basinger. Dylan Wenzel is the son of Mark and Marcy Wenzel and the brother to Allie Wenzel. Dylan has participated in football, basketball, baseball, and track at Central. At school, Dylan is the student council president and participates in activities such as Mustang Spirit Ambassadors, National Honor Society, and the math competition. Outside of school, Dylan is a member of First Covenant Church and has volunteered with Vacation Bible School, Relay for Life, and has enjoyed working with kids in math at Husner Elementary. Dylan plans to attend Kansas State University, where he will major in biochemistry with an intent to go to medical school. He is also committed to walk on to the Wildcat football team. In his free time, Dylan enjoys hanging out with his friends and family and watching sporting events. Kennedy and Dylan. Keegan England. Keegan is the daughter of Andy and Katie England and sister to Grant and Mary England. During her years of being a student at Salina Central, Keegan has been involved with the volleyball team her freshman and sophomore years, the golf team her junior year, and is a 4-year letter winner for the softball team. Keegan is also involved in yearbook. Shout out to the J Room peeps. Outside of school, Keegan enjoys playing softball with her summer and fall league team, the Salina Stealth, and being a volunteer youth leader for her church's mid-high. Through her church, Keegan has traveled to both Guatemala and Chicago for a group mission trip and has participated in group volunteer within the community. In her free time, she enjoys hanging out with her friends and her Stealth fam. After high school, Keegan plans on attending Kansas State University and majoring in kinesiology in hopes of becoming a physical therapist. Keegan is escorted by Prince Jack Atherton. King candidate Isaiah Veal is the son of Christina Barlow and Charles Veal. During his 4 years at Central, Isaiah is a 3-year letter winner in football. He received first team All-League and honorable mention Class 5A defensive line by the Wichita Eagle and Topeka Capital Journal. In his free time, he loves hanging out with his homies Darius and Sumjai, as well as his group of friends known as the Fast and Furious. After high school, Isaiah is undecided on where he wants to go and major in, but knows he wants to further his football career at the college level. Keegan and Isaiah. Queen candidate Bailey Petty. Bailey is the daughter of Megan and Dwayne Peoples and big sister to Hudson Peoples. During her years at Central, Bailey is a 4-year letter winner in volleyball. She received second team All-League and All-County last season. Bailey hopes to make it to state this year with her volleyball squad. Bailey is also a 3-year letter winner in basketball and can't wait to return to state this year with her sweet teammates. At school, Bailey is involved in student council. She was junior class president and is currently senior class president. She is also involved in Spirit Ambassadors and Spirit Squad. Outside of school, Bailey is involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters and loves hanging with Kiera, her little. Bailey also participates as a team captain for her Relay for Life team. In her free time, she loves spending time with her little brother Hutchison and doing stuff with her BFFs. Shout out to the Sassy Sis. After high school, Bailey is undecided on where she is going, but plans to further her volleyball career while majoring in physical therapy and minoring in sports medicine. Bailey is escorted by Prince Ethan Spear. King candidate Darius Burst. Darius Burst has 5 siblings and lives with his mom Tammy and stepdad Jordan. He enjoys playing football, wrestling, and track, but also loves Xbox. He is usually found chilling with his homie Isaiah Veal or hanging out with his girlfriend Kaylee. Darius also likes his brother Darian on most days and Talia. Other than that, you can catch him smiling wherever he goes. Bailey and Darius. Queen candidate Emma Kane. Emma is the daughter of Brad and Erica Kane and a big sister to Jack. During her years at Central, Emma has played volleyball and basketball all 4 years and was on yearbook staff her sophomore year. She is also a part of the National Honor Society. Outside of school, Emma attends First Covenant Church. She enjoys spending time with her family, making sonic runs with Holly and Sadie, and hanging out with the Sassy Six. In the future, Emma will attend college and is thinking about studying architecture and interior design at K-State. King candidate Umar Sandhu. Umar is the son of Piran and Nanji. He moved to Salina, Kansas in the 7th grade. He enjoys making friends, and contrary to most people, he actually likes school. He's a reporter for the CHS Pylon and an animal enthusiast. He plans to go to either Stanford or OU so he can join his family again. His best attribute is either his beard or his smile. He wants to go into the medical profession as either an eye surgeon or a plastic surgeon. His hobbies include studying, lifting, running, reading, playing with animals, and being happy. Emma and Umar. Queen candidate Brittany Blackham. Brittany is the daughter of Blake and Amy Blackham and sister to Colin. Brittany has been involved in band all 4 years, in which she's participated in regional and state solos. She was also on drumline her sophomore year. She is currently a 2-year member and captain of the vet squad. She has been a 4-year letter winner in tennis and qualified for state last year. At school, she is also a part of Spirit Ambassadors and National Honor Society. Outside of school, Brittany dances at Tamara House School of Dance in the Senior Rhythm Company. She is in the Salina Youth Symphony and is currently first chair. She also enjoys being part of First Presbyterian Church. Next year, Brittany will attend Kansas State University and major in apparel and textiles. Brittany is escorted by Prince Ben Rost. King candidate Ethan Batters. Ethan is the son of Mike and Maria Batters. He is the younger brother to Alexis, Miranda, Alex, and Zach. Ethan played football and was involved in Stuco his freshman and sophomore years. He has been a part of the choir all 4 years and is currently a member of Free Spirit. Ethan serves on the executive board of Troop 639, where he has been a member for the past 4 years. Ethan plans to go into teaching, but is still undecided on where he will be attending school next fall. Brittany and Ethan. Your king will be announced tomorrow night at the homecoming dance. Your 2016 homecoming queen, Keegan England.
How you doing? My friends. I'm gonna shoot after 2 seconds.
Here to present Keegan with the crown is last year's homecoming queen, Jetta Green.
The scene of Salina at SalinaTV.org.
Oh, let's work it now.
The scene of Salina at SalinaTV.org. The scene of Salina at SalinaTV.org.
We don't like a
Oh,
little
the scene of Salina at SalinaTV.org. Did you get it?
Kicking off for the Mustangs, number 33, Taylon Peters.
Welcome to the start of the second half.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
With the score of Hutch 21, Central 7. They're going to let it hit and bounce around. You're going to pick it up inside the 5. That was not a good decision. He's not even going to get up to the 5. I don't think. I think they're going to mark him just a little bit short of the 5-yard line.
For the Mustangs, number 2, Dawson Counts.
And to see what adjustments Central has made at halftime. And it was just a handoff to the running back. I've been calling him the up back, but I'm wondering if I might have that wrong. It might be when they have the offset eye and the tailback got his hands on the knees and knocked down a 3-point position. I'm going to have to ask somebody. Hold on, we got a official's timeout for something. All right, the guy taking care of. The umpire actually blew that play, kind of was blowing the whistle. Now, he's not going to get much. Across the 5. Now you're 3rd down and 8. Actually kind of a bit of a long 8.
Making a tackle for the Mustangs, number 72, Cole Butts.
You can't let somebody get open here now. You want to force them into a punt deep in their own territory. And he's going to have enough for a 1st down.
Number 1, Connor Craven.
That was a quarterback keeper.
Tackle made by number 37, Tanner Lawson.
And they just missed tackles and let them drag them after 2 good plays. They gave up the 1st down on a long 3rd and 8. Case to the running back again. Got up, looked to about just over the 19-yard line. I think
the handoff was number 5, Brody Smith. Tackle made by
they're giving him they're saying 2nd down is 6. He might have got 4 yards. I thought it was more like 3.5. Central's defensive line has got to start asserting themselves, getting a penetration. Again, it was a handoff, not going to get much. I watched the line, and the defensive tackle actually just dove in and submarine and took out the center and the right guard. And that's what stopped that play.
Tackles made by number 88 of the Mustangs, Josh Morrow.
Now here again, you got a 3rd down and 6. Let's see what they can do with this. And I'm talking about Central's defense. He's rolling out to throw it and threw to, I don't know if he was up back or defensive back, and there's going to be a penalty. So it's going to be brought back. Their 1st down is going to be negated. And then you're going to have
Craig's pass is complete.
Should be a 10-yard mark off from there.
Personal foul. Flipping. Number 47. Half the distance to the goal. Replay 3rd down.
Oh, that's clipping, 15-yarder. But since they're inside the 30, it's half the distance to the goal. That takes them all the way back down to, look about the 8-yard line, between the 8 and 9-yard line. He's looking to throw it, missed tackle. Oh, good catch. They had him sacked and they missed it. And if they would have got the sack, they would have forced a punt. But then they give up a long pass play all the way up to the 46-yard line. I mean, as a defensive coordinator, your defensive position coaches, you just got to go like, guys. Yeah, our defensive tackles are submarining. They're taking out 2 linemen by doing that.
Number 6, Josiah Galindo on the carry.
And if both of them can take off 2 linemen, that leaves only 1 lineman and maybe a tight end. That'd be a tackle and a tight end to go up against the 2 defensive ends of Central. Plus, you kind of gummed up the middle with the bodies there, and linebacker should be able to clean anything going up that way. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're submarining, gumming them up. And we got a flag.
Number 9, Tracy Harris, the ball carrier. Here's met in the backfield by number 37, Tanner Loeffler. There's a flag on the play.
Personal foul, chop block, number 47, number 6, 15 yards.
That's a 15-yard penalty for a chop block, folks. I didn't know what he was calling, and it was called by the official on the far side. I believe he's called the head linesman because he runs the chains. All right, Hutchison had 2 big penalties in this drive. Now Central's defense needs to make them pay, force them to punt. You got a 2nd down and 25. It's a screen. Broken tackle. And he's going to score. He's going to score.
Touchdown, Hutchison. Pass is complete to number 5, Gordon Smith. There's a flag on the play.
Holding, number 76.
All right, that touchdown comes off the board because of holding. And because it's a spot foul, which is good probably 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, it's going to be 10 yards from that spot. So you could be looking at a 2nd and 40, folks. As I often said, what my dad would say, 2nd down and a country mile.
Another flag on the play.
After the play, on sportsmanlike conduct, head coach Hutchison. Half the distance to the goal.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Ryan Cornelson. Now it doesn't hurt him too much because it was half distance to the goal, but they now have the ball all the way back to their, looks like their 8-yard line, and it's a 2nd down and 48. So this is where you dial up 2 plays good enough for 24 plus yards each play. There, he got him stacked up short of the 15.
Saltalk ball carrier, number 6, Josiah Galindo. And on the tackle for the Mustangs, number 99, Bryce Franco, and number 72, Cole Butts.
Well, again, you know, you say it's only 5 yards, but he picked up an extra 2 or 3 yards because no one got a hold of his legs and stopped him from driving. He got 3rd and 42. Oh, they did a pooch punt trying to catch Central off guard, and it worked. And they're going to get a good bounce and roll all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Now time for Mustang Trivia.
Who holds the career
36,
interceptions record for the Mustangs?
56-yard punt, but at least 20, 25 yards and bounce.
Your answer coming up later.
All right, Central stopped them. Now they got to take this ball down the field and they got to score. Hand off to Talon. He's going to carry it up. Now they're going to give him a 3-yard pickup. The official on this side had him about a half a yard further up.
Picking up 3 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7. Tackle made by number 8, Trayvon Jones.
I wish they had more than 3 yards on that first down play, but we'll take it. Okay, another carry by, might be Mr. McMullen, I didn't see. Looks like it.
Picking up 4 yards on the play, number 22, Jordan McMullen. Tackle made by number 44, Braden Archer. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs.
3rd and 4. Someone's on the wrong side of the formation.
Oh, sorry.
And they're gonna, I think, mark it down enough for a first down. I had someone cross from me, couldn't see. They just don't know how to, I know I'm not supposed to say it, but we put tape around here and these people just don't know how to walk around the tape. They just want to walk right through your area. All right, hand off to Talon. There wasn't much there. The Central kid just had his helmet ripped off his head, and the quarterback's saying,
he's tackled by number 50, Dylan Jensen.
Saying, hey, he got it ripped off, and there should have been a penalty called, and there wasn't. Got 2nd down and 8. Under center with the offset eye, and it's a handoff to the man in it was coming back across the formation. We got to get somebody out there who can get that one block so we can get to the corner. We've had mixed reviews on that play. I actually like that misdirection play, but it's just got to be executed right. We need to get somebody out there who can get that block.
For Salina Central.
Oh, that was almost pass interference. He was draped all over him.
Richardson's pass falls incomplete.
Coach Shaw was pretty upset by it. The no call.
Play was number 7, Peyton Pendergrass.
Here's the punt. Another missed opportunity for Central to do something with the ball. It's going to bounce down inside the 20.
Richardson's punt is down by number 72, Cole Butts. Retrieving answer coming up.
Who holds the career interceptions record for the Mustangs? It's actually a tie with 13, Casey Beggs and Javon Burse.
Well, I coached against Casey, Salvation Army football. He was either with the Eagles. No, he wasn't with the Oilers. I think he was with the Eagles. We coached the Cowboys. Okay, Kerry takes him up to about the 28-yard line.
He's tackled by number 7, Darius Burse.
The second down, and 1 to go. Got the wing going in motion. And handing it to the running back, and they're just getting too much yards right now. I don't know if Central's defense is wearing out.
Picks up the first down. Tackles made.
I hope they haven't given up. Both wings, and they gave it to the man coming in motion, but he was met in the backfield by number 37. And that's Tanner Loeffler, 6'1", 166-pound sophomore.
Making the tackle for the
Another one of those sophomores.
Number 32, Michael Russell, and number 37, Tanner Loeffler.
And I've noticed, I'm looking here at the deal, we've got 1, 2, 3 freshmen on this roster. Good tackle for a loss, back inside to 35. And we've got
number 9, Tracy Ayers, the ball carrier. He's tackled by number 40, Isaiah.
28 sophomores listed. That's nice, but that means your senior and junior class is not very big. There goes juniors. Here, I'm going to count them after this. When they're saying this is a young roster, he's not joking. It's a quick pitch to the up back, running back, and he's going to have enough for a first down, it looks like. And they're just getting that corner way too easy on us.
Picking up the first down for Hutchison, number 5, Brody Smith.
Okay, there's 19 juniors. I'm going to count seniors after this. He's rolling out, trying to throw it. And I think actually a Central, one of the linebackers in between him and the wide receiver, either got a hand on it or forced a bad throw, because he was in a direct line between the quarterback and the receiver. There's a handoff to that back wingback coming back in motion, didn't work. And we've got 13 seniors on the team, and I think one of them is one that quit, but he's just haven't updated the roster. And that's the reason why you got 28 sophomores on this roster. And if I remember right, 3 freshmen. Wing going back, he's looking to throw it. He's looking to throw it still. Guy was wide open, had a man underneath him and a man over the top, and no one there to make the play. And they get a first down all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Craig's pass is complete to number 7.
Well, this definitely is a young team.
Number 2, Dawson Counts.
It does hurt that 4 of the 5 guys out are juniors and seniors, so it's more experience not on the field. This bodes well for Central next year, but you're not worried about this next year. You're talking about this year. All right, they moved from that double wing back into the tailback spot, and that was a nice play there by number 7, Darius Burse.
He's tackled for a loss by number 7, Darius Burse.
Takes the ball back to the 35-yard line.
3-yard loss on the play.
Makes second down 13. Central defense will make a good play or two, then give up a long play. And that's just focus, focus, know your keys. Oh, they kept it. I thought it was the fullback too, or the running back coming up in the middle.
Number 5, Brody Smith, once again the ball carrier.
And he's going to take the ball all the way down to the 20-yard line and first down. Just as I said, Central will have a play, 1 or 2 good plays, and then get up a long play. 1 or 2 good plays and give up a long play. And again and again and again, I'm going to say it, they're giving up that corner, the edge, way too easy. It's a handoff out there to the wingback, and he's going to be tackled all the way back to the 25.
Number 5, Brody Smith, the ball carrier.
Now let's see if they can get some momentum going.
Also went on the tackle for the Mustangs, number 25, Drew Burgoon.
And we had a timeout call. They haven't taken it off the scoreboard yet, so I didn't hear they said called it. I was looking at something different. We're sitting right above and beside the student and band section. Well, folks, neither team has scored. Oh, they're saying to half. I didn't think it was to half because they didn't show 12 minutes and hadn't moved the quarter number to the fourth quarter.
Center, located at 801 East Crawford, in business since 1995. The best cars for the best prices. Food provided by Jimmy John's Sandwiches, located at 1661 South Ohio Street. All natural subs the way it should be.
Well, folks,
from tonight's tailgate,
Central's only down by 14 points.
Class and their class project, the Kansas Honor Flight.
They need to string 2 good drives to tie this game, a third drive to win it, and then they need to keep Hutchison off the scoreboard. Starting right here. Now, I think a handoff to the back, and he's only going to pick up a couple of yards.
Connor Craig on the keeper. Tackle made by number 32,
the quarterback keeper. He took it up the middle, but didn't get anywhere. That's why I thought it was the fullback. Again, you got that double wing T. Double wing, excuse me, not double wing T, but again, more missed tackles, touchdown.
Touchdown, Hutchison.
Now, unless a miracle happens, I really don't think that was the nail that final nail in the coffin. No good.
Extra point is.
He almost blocked it, and I think because he was coming in that the kicker saw that corner of his eye and pulled a little bit more than he should. So at 11:10 to go in the fourth quarter, we got a score of Hutchison 27, Central 7, and we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Yoo-hoo truck. Well, I'm just going to start talking because no one gave me the cue. So here's a kickoff by Hutch. And again, trying to go to that, you keep trying to take it across the field and you're getting nothing out of it. I just don't understand that.
Returner was number 28, Riley Count. Tackle made by number 29, Ryan Cox. Mustangs begin this fourth quarter drive on the 18-yard line.
He was under the center, hand off to the running back. There needs to be a sense of urgency on Central's part if they want to win this game. They need to be back up the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
Number 33, Taylor Peters. Tackles made by number 44, Brady Archer.
All right, he's in shotgun formation with a running back. Well, did have a running back on one side. Now one's going in motion.
False start. Number 1.
Yep. And when you do it right in front of the official, he's going to throw the flag every time. All right, he's under center again. The tailback goes in motion. It was a fake. There's a ball on the ground. I don't know if it's incomplete pass or a fumble. What's it going to be ruled?
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Third down.
As long as the ball was moving forward, I don't care if it's a half a yard. As long as the pass is going forward, that's a forward pass and it's incomplete. Get back to the line of scrimmage. Now we got wide receivers switching. Don't know where they're supposed to go. And because of it, Mike Hall has to call a timeout. Well, that's a problem when you have a young team. And some of these juniors might not got a whole lot of playing time last year as sophomores. That's the other problem you got. Number of times when Central's had the ball, they've had to flip a wide receiver to the other side, direct where he's supposed to be, and that takes up time. Well, folks, if Central coaches don't get these situations straightened out, this is going to be a long season for the Mustangs. Again, after that timeout, they still didn't have people on the where they should be. And it's intercepted. You might say that was a long punt.
Richardson's pass is intercepted by number 16, Canyon Maldonado.
Now, the reason I don't understand these flip wide receivers around, they run the same offense at the JV and freshman level, and I believe they run the same offense at the middle school level. I know that's what South did when my stepson played. So that way, when the 8th graders become freshmen, you spend less time on teaching them plays and more time on execution. Okay, there was a wing coming back formation. They get cross formation to give the ball to. I think they're pulling a guard from the right side, and the running back lead up into that hole.
Tackles made by number 20, Ben Driver.
It's a well-designed play. I like it. I like the way Central runs it when they go back around. You just got to execute the blocking. They're going to stop. They say there was a fumble. Now I say Central's got it.
Recovered by number 72, Cole Butts.
And one of the Hutch kids is being helped off the field by his teammate. It's the quarterback. Now they're letting him walk. He must have took a good pop there. It was mixed in with so many different people, I couldn't see who was the ball carrier and how big the hop was. Hutchison called a timeout because they didn't have the wide receiver on this side of the field covered, and they were running somebody over there as quick as possible. Where the Central coaches were trying to get the Central kids to go ahead and snap the ball and catch Hush defense unprepared. Turn around and go back that way. You got to get out of here. You got 9:10 left. You got plenty of time. Now I can talk after the drummers have stopped their pounding, I guess you want to call it. Okay, here's that deal. Okay, now actually the blocks actually were forced to the outside, so that he had to cut inside. Hutchison actually played that very well. He had to cut inside twice, and by the time he cut in the second time, the second layer of help was there with no one to block. Central took out the first two guys, but just took them to the outside. He jumped back to throw it. And oh, that was a really poor decision by the quarterback. He actually had him open the first time. He didn't throw it. And by the time he decided to pump a couple times and throw it, there was 2 or 3 defenders in between. He's a sophomore, and he's going to learn, but he's got to learn. Just like a running back, you don't dance going in the hole. You hit it hard. You got to throw it. The more you sit there and pat it and hold on to it, gives the defense time to get to the wide receiver. All right, nice throw down to about the, we're going to mark it down about the 22-yard line. Now if they score here quickly, they really need to quit huddling, get a sense of urgency, and get up line of scrimmage. They're down by 3 scores. Okay, that's just a straight handoff. Taylor Peters, I believe.
Number 33, Taylor Peters.
He's going to get a yard pickup.
Tackles made by number 44, Braden Archer.
He's looking to throw it. Well, it was a jump ball, and he actually threw it over the head of the tight end who was in front, who actually had the height to go up and get it.
Intended receiver was number 1, Kendrick Liggins.
But it overthrew both wide receivers. As a matter of fact, Hutch got receiver, or defensive back went up and got a hand on the ball, but that's all he could do, knock it down. If he called it, that would have interception in the end zone. That probably just would have took the final wind out of Central Sails. It's a screen. He did the right thing about getting out of bounds.
Pass complete to number 33, Taylon Peters.
Oh, almost took out our cameraman and producer, James Goverill, down there in the red. He runs the field camera. Timeout Central. That's their second one. They're going to have one left. And I know that got to burn Mike, to burn a timeout when you had the clock stop. Because Mr. Peters was able to get out of bounds, stop the clock. I don't know if they were having trouble calling a play, getting it into the offense, or getting the offense set up right. But when you have all these sophomores and the number of juniors that probably did not play, which means you probably had a very big senior class last year. Plus, you've got 4 senior juniors who are out of the game with injuries. As a coach, you want to win, but you know in the back of your mind, in all honesty, that being as young and inexperienced as this team is, that's probably not going to happen a lot. So you want to see improvement. You want to see growth. And that's all you need to do, because the last game of the season is the playoff game. You could be 0-8 and still make the playoffs. You win game number 9. Yep.
Timeout. Hutchison, their second charge of the half.
Hutchison called timeout. All right, Central had a lineup. And that's Mike's upset. And it might be because they were waiting too long to snap the ball. When you see the defense and they're not set and having trouble moving around, you don't stand there and watch them and let them get set. You get up to the line and you snap the ball. But you got an inexperienced quarterback, and that's the problem you have here. And this is going to be a valuable experience for them. And that happened to K-State last year. A number of injuries forced some people into position to playing where they wouldn't have got the playing time or had to jump to another position to play. And hopefully it'll pay off this year for K-State. But this is not next year for Central. That's the problem. It was Taylon Peters in the Wildcat, and he was dropped.
Number 33, Taylon Peters.
And that was 4th down.
Tackles made by number 21.
And all those timeouts by each team didn't make a hill of difference. They're waiting to get the chain set. Hang on, they're waiting to get the chain set. Somebody had to come out of the lineup. Oh, got a chin strap problem. Too much yards. It'd be 6-yard pickup. Too much yardage.
In on the tackle for the Mustangs, number 2, Dawson Counts.
All right, they're flipping. You have your strong side defense lines up against the strong side of the offense. Now they got the offset eye going as a quick pitch to that back, and that man did his job. He forced him to the inside, but there was nobody there to follow up, and he gets a first down all the way up to the 36-yard line.
On the carry for the Salthawks, number 9, Tracy.
10-yard pickup.
Making the tackle for the Mustangs, number 7, Darius Burse.
And there's a way you can defeat that switch by the defense as an offense. You can just flip your tight end to the other side. So now you have your strong side offense going against the weak side defense. Good man in motion going again. But they give it to the running back that was in the 3-point stance. He's going to pick up 2 yards. And as a defensive coordinator, if you can keep the fullback to 3 yards and less, you're happy.
No.
He's under center. And he kept it. More missed tackles.
Number 1, Connor Craig on the keeper. Making the tackles, number 32, Michael Russell.
Got first down and 10 from the 47, just short of the 47-yard line. So the wing comes back now, back into the tailbacks, and it's just a quick pitch out. All right, this time they turned it back to the inside, but the second layer of help is just, on defense, is just not there. It's not getting there. That's your inside linebackers and your safeties have got to come up and make that play. And they're getting tied up by
And on the tackle for the Mustangs, number 46, Dawson Marion.
one, by making sure it wasn't the running back got the ball, then 2, by offensive linemen who are taking advantage of that hesitation to get out and lock them up. And we had a defender just run right past that man as he got the ball. If you guys can rewind it and see it.
9, Tracy Harris.
And he'll take the ball down.
Tackles made by number 9 of the Mustangs, Jure Thomas.
Inside the 40 to the 39, just short of the 39. And as Central goes ahead and loses this game, I can't remember the last time they started the season 0-3. I don't know if they started under Coach Hall before 0-3. Again, the outside man turned it back to the inside, but there was no one there.
Making the tackle for
another first down.
20, Ben Driver.
Down to inside the 29. And they're just doing it in chunks now. Central's defense has got to be tired. They've been on the field too much, and that's the offense's fault. Okay, wing went back into the man was just moving back into the spot, and one of our defenders jumped. And he's a sophomore, Cole Butts. 6 foot, 222 pounds. And I'm not going to blame these mistakes on being a sophomore. You're taught from Salvation Army football on up. Don't go by the snap, you go by the movement of the ball. Quick pitch to the outside. He got the corner again.
Touchdown, Salthawks. There's a flag on the play.
I think it's touchdown. I think he most touchdown, but we got a flag. We got 2 flags.
Personal foul. Illegal block. Number 2 on the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Oh, that's where a defender tried to take a blocker out by going low outside. That's a 15-yard penalty, and now being forced on the kickoff. So instead of be kicking from the 40, they'll be kicking from Central's 45. They're missing a lineman for Hutch's extra point team. No good again. He's pulled 2 to the left. I think the terminology, if you're a right-footed kicker and you miss to the right, you push it. And if you miss to the left, you pull it. Well, with 3-2 to go in the fourth quarter, we got a score of Hutch 33, Central 7, and we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome back, folks. The fans are emptying the stadium. I guess the good thing about that is you won't have a big lineup trying to get out if you stay for the whole game. Kind of like what happened up at Arrowhead. So many people left to start the fourth quarter. The stands were half empty. And then when the Chiefs started their comeback, since they'd already left, they didn't let them back in, so they're going to have to listen from the kind of a pooch kick, which they did all the way back to the 1. This time, because it was more in the center of the field, they could do a return right.
On the return, number 31, Mick Ianor.
But he didn't get up to the 15.
Tackle made by number 44, Braden Archer.
Mr. Ianor, I really haven't heard him called tonight much. He was last week, which is much more involved. But when you play wide receiver, that's the way it goes sometimes. Throws come your way and sometimes throws don't come your way. And that was a carry.
Number 33, Taylor Peters on the carry.
Up to the 15.
1 yard on the play. He's tackled by number 50, Dylan Jensen.
Got 2:44 and counting on the clock. I thought Mike would like to see here just a good drive. Okay, now that was a decent cut back to the inside. He got up to the 20.
Big Ianor on the carry. He's tackled by number 19 of the Salthawks, Trevor Rhodes.
That'll be a 3rd down and 4. The whole trick of getting the corner is one, deception. If you can trick the team going in the other direction, even if it's just a half step or a hesitate, that gives you advantage. And then you got to get to that corner guy, lock him to the inside. There's a handoff straight up the middle. And that's going to be up to the 30. That's going to be a first down.
Number 22, Jordan McMullen, picking up the first down.
That was Jordan McMullen, the fullback. I noticed that Mr. Anyar is also listed as a wide receiver and a running back, so he can play both positions. Nice. Got someone leading him down the way, all the way down inside the 40.
Picking up the first down for the Mustangs, number 31, Micah Anyar.
That's Micah Anyar, and he has a little bit of speed on him. Flag. Oh, timeout. I thought I saw something go flying. It must have been his hand waving up in the air on the far side. Hutchison calls their second timeout. And I know what Coach Cornell's doing. He wants he's got his second string in, as Central's got their second string in, I believe. And he wants his second string to beat Central's second string. Or Mike wants our second string to beat their second string. And I can remember clearly, I'd say it, back in the day when both South and Central were dominant, that when their second string got out there, they still moved the ball and put points on the board against the other team's first string. Granted, the first string was tired and a little beat up after playing most of the game. And the second string for South and Central were mostly fresh. But again, as a coach, you want to see improvement from play to play, drive to drive, quarter to quarter, and game to game. Here's a quick pitch out to Taylon Peters. And he meant to cut. Oh, they're going to call flag on him.
Number 33, Taylon Peters on the carry.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 71 on the offense. 15 yards from the dead ball spot.
That's James Morrow, a 6'6", 275-pound junior who should know better. And he did it right in front of two officials. The whistle had already been blown, and he just pushed the guy down in front of him. So that might have just derailed first the negative yardage play, and now you got the 15-yarder. That might just derail this drive here by Central. There's Taylon. He'll take it all the way down.
Number 22, Jordan
to the
McMullen,
29.
ball carrier. Tackles made by number 19, Trevor Rhodes.
Please set the game clock to 49 seconds. We started on the ready for play.
Oh, they had the clock wrong. Here's a quick pitch. He got out of bounds, so that stopped the clock, but I don't think he gained anything. Maybe a yard.
Number 33, Taylon Peters on the carry.
Okay, there's a handout to the man coming around. He broke some tackles. Mr. Anyar, he's going to score. He scored. He broke 3 or 4 tackles, used his speed to get around the corner, and scored. I really thought that play for loss of yardage and then the 15-yarder tapped on top of that had derailed it. But we are going against Hutch's second string, so. Now what this does is it gives the Central coaches some film on their second string now. Kicks up good. So with 30 seconds left on the clock, we got a score of Hutchison 33, Central 14. And we'll be right back.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday night football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.
Welcome back, folks. I think Hutch will receive the kickoff. I don't think Central's going to try an onside kick. You're down 19 points with 30 seconds on the clock. I don't see it. Nope, they don't have the onside ball set up that way. No, they're kicking it deep. Go in the end zone, no time taken off the clock. I expect Hutch just to take a knee, go in victory formation, take a knee. I mean, even if you run a play, it's almost not really going to hurt you, but you don't want someone to get hurt on the last play of the game.
See you guys later.
And they are in victory formation. And that should do it. Well, folks, if you don't see the reality situation of playing that many sophomores and juniors who are inexperienced, and maybe in a couple of the 3 freshmen, and you were 4 of your 5 wounded, not playing our junior seniors, this could be a frustrating game. To me, it's just a game that the inexperience is showing through. Hopefully we can get these things fixed before we get to the last play of the season. And I'll see you with the post-game show and the award of the Player of the Week. Thank you for watching Salina Access TV Friday Night Football.
Welcome to the post-game show. I've got Ben Driver here, a sophomore safety / defensive back, and you are Player of the Week. You had a really very good game on defense. I know it's got to be frustrating for you. You're starting the year 0-3, but how many sophomores are starting? How many sophomores of the 28 that are on the roster are playing?
Today we had 6 sophomores starting, I think, on defense, so we're a pretty young team, but we still go out there, play our heart out, do everything we can.
You did. You guys really, it just seemed like you would have 2 good plays on and then give up a long play, then 2 good plays and give up a long play. And sometimes when you got this younger group, it's someone out of position, just maybe even a yard, and that's all it takes.
I think we're just low on experience. That's all we need, and just practice. Practice will get us there one day, so we're improving every day.
And that's the key right now, is not focus on the outcome of the game, but to focus on get better, play after play, drive after drive, until you get to that last game of the season, which is the playoff game. You could be 0-8. We don't want to see that, but a team could be in 0-8, win that last game, and still get into the playoffs. It's kind of funny. But you were in on so many different plays. You cover a lot of ground. Is this the way you thought it was going to be when you entered this year?
I knew it was being a tough year because we're really young, but we all go out there, play as hard as we can, try to have good pursuit to the ball, everything we can do. That's all we can do.
Well, I want to give you the Remax Advantage MVP of the week. Congratulations. I think you're maybe the first sophomore that's ever won it, which is a good thing. And now as you got this, tell me what you're going to do in practice next week to try to get your team help turn around and get a W on the board.
Practice, we're just going to go hard as we can, do all the things we can do, scout our team off, do everything we can do, and that's just effort. That's all we can do to get there.
And keep your teammates' heads up. Keep them up. And I know the seniors probably discouraged because that's not the way they want their senior year to go. But keep their heads up and be a cheerleader.
All right, that's all we can do. We'll just play our hearts out every game, just get that dub one day.
All right. My cohort, Charles Ross, couldn't be here to hand off the Remax. That's who he works for. But I'm happy to hand that off to Ben Driver, and he is our Remax Advantage Player of the Week. And good luck next week, Ben.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week for Salina Access TV Friday Night Football.
Mowry Clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Mowry Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Mowry Clinic.
Salina Regional recently opened our new urgent care clinic, so when there's a sudden illness or injury that needs immediate attention, we're ready for you. Now you can check wait times or avoid the lobby wait time altogether with our online check-in tool. Go to salinaurgentcare.com, choose your appointment time, and we'll hold your spot. It's that easy. Salina Regional Urgent Care Clinic, South 9th Street, right by Central Mall. When you need us, we'll be ready.
Reliability. It's about more than uptime. Backup is something you do to your work, not just your data. And dedicated is an adjective suited to work ethic as much as servers or Ethernet connections. At Nextech, we believe that the character of our IT professionals comes from the commitment and passion for their work. It's just how we're wired here. Nextech, our products and people are here for you.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.
Papa John's is proud to provide this week's meal to the hardworking Friday Night Football crew at Community Access Television. While watching the big game, don't forget to order your freshly made pizza at papajohns.com.